Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nicholas Detman. I'm one of the board of director members for the West Bend Theater Company. Glad you can join us today here on our Facebook Live events. Joining me today is Kirsten Roble. Did I get that right, Kirsten?
Oh, it's Kirsten Roble, but it's okay.
Okay. Kirsten, just kind of in a little nutshell, she's a very accomplished vocalist in southeastern Wisconsin, heavily involved in a lot of vocal performances and organizations. She's going to be one of the featured vocalists to perform for the Grandmaster's Feast, which will be performed October 3rd at the West Bend Masonic Lodge in West Bend. Ticket information not available just yet, but hopefully having Kirsten on can at least kind of get the ball rolling and kind of start getting people thinking, hey, we're going to try and get some theater going. So thanks, Kirsten, for joining us today. So just first, if you can kind of tell us a little bit about, a little more about yourself, that'd be great. So tell us a little more about yourself.
So I was born and raised in Minnesota, but don't worry, still a Packer fan. Moved to Wisconsin to go to school at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. And since then, I've been performing both in Madison and the Milwaukee area. I work primarily with Madison Opera most recently. I'm a member of their chorus. I've been singing with the Bell Ensemble, which is based in Racine. It's a fabulous chamber group run by Nick Barudian. I've also been working with a number of other companies. Fresco Opera Theater I've worked with, Madison Savoyards, and I run my own group called Opera on Tap Wisconsin. During the holidays, I also run the Wisconsin Dickens Carolers. And during quarantine, I've launched a children's entertainment company called Royal Fairy Tale Events. We're doing only online parties now, but we're beginning to book in person for princess and superhero parties. So it's been a very busy time, even during this crazy time of quarantine. I also work as a church musician. I'm the section leader the alto section leader at Christ Presbyterian Church in Madison, Wisconsin, and I work as a church cantor for a couple of Catholic parishes. So yeah, I like to do a lot of things.
Yeah, it sure sounds like it. I know you and I are friends on Facebook, and you do post a lot of pictures of you as several Disney characters. So can you kind of tell me a little bit more about the characters that you've dressed up as and what you do and why you do that?
So I started doing princessing about a year ago for a company just as a way to make some extra money. And I enjoy singing, and the idea of getting to work with kids and getting to dress up in gowns and sing songs is pretty fantastic. Recently, I left the company a while back because a colleague and I wanted to launch our own company, and we decided to do that through basically over the months of quarantine. But I play a variety of characters. I play the Snow Queen and Snow Princess. I play Rose Princess. I play Mermaid Princess. And I do parties both in the United States and abroad. I've actually been doing a number of events in Australia the past few weeks over Zoom. And it's been really, really fun getting to connect with young students who always have the best questions. I've been asked everything from has the queen gotten her flu shot yet to what my favorite shark is in Australia. And it's a lot of fun. It really brings me joy. I love working in children's entertainment. Last summer I was employed by Coleswile Theater at the Milwaukee County Zoo, and it really sparked something in me that I love creating theater for young minds. I love educating people because it's so important, because it's the children and these young teenagers that we really need to get excited about theater and get excited about singing and learning, because they're the future. And if I can do that through educational theater and through dressing up as princesses and throwing in some facts about sharks while singing a fun song, I think I've accomplished something, and it's pretty neat. Next week I'll be in Sydney. I'll be doing a party in Sydney again, and I'm really excited about that. And I'll also be doing a party in Virginia. So keeping busy, and it's cool that I can still do it even when we're quarantining at home.
Yeah, you getting to travel the world, but don't even leave your house. That's pretty impressive.
I know. I'm hoping. I feel like at some point I'm going to have to book some trip and go see these people in person because it's been amazing to meet all these wonderful, wonderful new people. I've really had a lot of fun connecting.
Sure. So, how did you get involved in theater and the performing arts?
My mom did a lot of theater growing up. She did a lot of community theater, and I was really intrigued with theater from a very young age. I think there's some awful home videos of me from when I'm about 3 dancing and singing around on the porch at my grandparents' house and singing Part of Your World. But I just found that I'm happiest when I'm performing. I'm happiest when I'm connecting with audiences. And as long as I can remember, I've always loved getting up in front of people and singing and acting and creating characters. My mom tells me fond stories of when I was about 3 or 4, and we'd have babysitters come, and I would make them dress up as characters in Little House on the Prairie or Avonlea, which are one of my current favorite shows. And we'd be in like costumes and everything. I would have made them like costumes out of the sheets, and we'd be dressing up and reenacting scenes from the books or the shows. So I just find such joy in that. And there's so many stressful things in the world. I think that the performing arts serve such an important purpose. We take people away from the things that aren't so good, and even just for a little while. So I see that as something that I can bring to the world, I guess, through making joy in performance.
Sure. So what is Opera on Tap? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Opera on Tap was founded in 2004 by Anne Hyatt in New York City and a colleague of hers who they wanted to basically take opera out of the concert hall because such a small percentage of adults have actually sat through an entire opera. I think it's something like 20%. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's something around that. And she wanted to take opera to places where people go. So on Friday night, where do people go? They go to restaurants, they go to bars, they go to clubs. They don't. A lot of people don't go to the opera house, and that's just the way it is. So Anne said, "Well, we're going to bring opera to you," and that's exactly what she did. So after, 16 years, they've launched chapters all over the country, United States, Canada, and in Germany. There's over 20 chapters, and we continue to grow. We've commissioned new works. We've helped singers, connect with one another. We've helped singers launch new careers, and it's pretty amazing to be part of that. Right now, we are doing a lot of online concerts because that's where we're at right now. But
Mhm.
it's so amazing that we can still connect as chapters, and we're working together as chapters too to discuss how we can better serve the arts community during this time when there's a lot of uncertainty of how safe public singing is. So that's been a really amazing thing to be part of, is that we're still working to create art, even if it is on a computer screen or even if it is singers submitting videos from their home. We're still creating something that's really special and meaningful to people. And I think we're even reaching a wider audience, because how many people are on Facebook every day? They see our video and they're popping in and they're listening to some Lucia or they're listening to some Mozart. And it's really amazing that they can do that and that we're reaching a brand new audience of people who may not have otherwise been able to see our concerts.
Sure, and that kind of brings into an interesting question too. And you've got the Opera on Tap has an event coming up, and we'll get to that in a bit. But as a performer, what are the challenges of trying to perform inside your home? Like you said, we have shows in Sydney and coming up in Virginia. I mean, what? Obviously, you even mentioned it. You love being on stage and in front of people. So,
Yeah.
what's the challenge of performing in this kind of setting where you don't have the audience in the room with you? Instead, it's on video from all corners of the globe.
Well, I think one of the toughest things are is as performers, we naturally kind of feed off the audience. We if they laugh, we understand it. We can see them physically, we can see their faces. And well, we can still see face on the computer screen. Like I can see your face, I can see you reacting right now. But we're still very much in our own spaces. So we don't quite get the same sort of feedback that we naturally do in a large hall. I know when, for instance, when we did Traviata last fall at Madison Opera, when the chorus is first, when this curtain first comes up, and you see just hundreds of people sitting in the audience entranced, and there's this moment where you're just overwhelmed and so excited, and it's different. I know that when I jump onto a Zoom call and I see 60 kids staring back at me on their homes, I'm still excited. But it is different. It is very, very different because I know they're not exactly in the room with me. So I think that's one of the challenges is the energy is just different, and you have to kind of accept that it's going to feel different. It might not feel the same. It might not feel as organic in some aspects, but you're still creating art. Another logistical challenge is technology. For instance, this is my accompaniment right now. It's a Bluetooth speaker. I stream it through my phone. I turn it up.
Oops. Might have lost Kirsten here. We'll try to get her back here. So let's see if we can get her to reconnect. Just hang tight with us, folks. A little technical glitch. Yeah, unfortunately, this is the kind of the challenge with new technology. This is still kind of something we're trying to work through ourselves. So yes, just kind of hang tight. We'll try and get Kirsten back up here in just a minute. So just hang tight. We'll try and get her going again.
Hello again.
All right. I think we got it back. So
yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. That was really weird.
Well, that's kind of what we're trying to work through here is just learning new technology. And when we hit a little speed bump there, what do we do? So I think we got it. So yeah, we'll get back going. So in kind of like you were talking about in terms of feeding off the crowd, I know when I've done shows that are a little more with comedy in it, you kind of feed off of the laughter, and you kind of try and you react off of that just to make sure that you give the audience the chance to laugh before you proceed with the story. So has it been a tough thing for you to kind of adjust to as a performer to try and feed off of a crowd even though you're not in the room with them?
Yeah, I think that you kind of learn things as you go. I found that a lot of these Zoom parties have been a bit of a baptism by fire. I remember my first one way back at the beginning of April and just being terrified to sing in my kitchen because I was like, well, what if the computer fails, or what if my light falls off, or what if the speaker turns off? And all of that has happened at some point. I did a party where the Bluetooth speaker just shut off halfway through the song, literally stopped the song, and it was going. And I was like, okay, we're gonna press start again on the phone. We're not gonna have the Bluetooth. I had another time where my camera decided to mute itself as I was speaking, and I couldn't get it unmuted, so I'm awkwardly trying to unmute my own mic. But you sort of learn to roll with it, but it is hard. It's different in the sense that you're not going to get the same feedback. You're just not. And I think if you embrace that and like look for the other things that are fun. Like I've had some wonderful questions from young kids, young viewers. I was able to do a Holy Week Mass completely online, and it was really cool. So I've been able to learn a lot, and I've been able to connect with new people that maybe I wouldn't have necessarily connected with otherwise because of this. So I've been trying to find the silver lining, because there are times where it is easy to get discouraged as performers. We see, the recommendations that, you may not be able to sing in public for anywhere from 6 months to, gosh forbid, 2 years, which is terrifying and just devastating. But there's also the opportunity to grow and meet a new audience and bring our arts to maybe people who wouldn't otherwise be able to experience art. And I'm choosing to look for that lining and say, okay, well, maybe we can't be on the stage right now. And that really does, that breaks my heart a little bit every time I think about that. I had 3 shows canceled this spring, and it broke my heart. It really did. It really devastated me. But I've tried to find positives in this, and I think that helps. That takes away some of the sting. But I will say I cannot wait to be on stage again. I am so excited. I cannot wait.
Sure. And kind of leading into that, you've got an event coming up with Opera on Tap.
Yeah.
Yeah, so kind of tell us a little bit more about that.
So we are going to do Opera on Tap, another online concert. We did our first at the beginning of the month, and we're going to do our the second weekend of June. So that'll be June 12th. It'll be completely online on our Opera on Tap page. It's basically a fundraiser for our organization because we survive on donations, and when we can't actually go to the restaurants and bars or venues that we would regularly use, we have to look for other means. And we also want to give our singers chances to perform, because some of our singers are in similar boats where they've lost a lot of performing opportunities and they're itching to get out. I know I am.
Sure.
And they are itching to perform. So we sent out a call to our singers and we said, hey, you can submit up to 4 songs. We're going to do videos. We're going to stream it together. And then we're going to run live commentary during the event. I will be singing on the event, and I'll also be hosting. So we'll be doing that separate. So the videos will be pre-recorded and they'll be streamed that evening. And then the live stream aspect will be the hosting, which is going to be really fun. And then during the event, we'll have virtual tip jars. We'll have PayPal and Venmo that people can donate on. And like we say in each of our concerts, every bit helps, whether you donate $100 or $1 or whatever in between. We will gladly accept it, because all of that helps us to organize and helps us to keep going and helps us to get to, when we can open up things, we are hoping to do a production. And that is something that we would like to work towards. And we need the donations to do that.
Sure. And how can people find a little more information about the events?
If you go to our website, so it's facebook.com, Milwaukee OOT. We were originally Opera on Tap Milwaukee, but you can go right there and go to our website. We'll have all of our information on there, the events on there. We do post information about our singers as we get closer to the event. We try to do like a little spotlight on them. We post that both in the event as well as just generally on the page. So we encourage people to visit us, and we'll also have information for donation. We are going to have those links up shortly. So we'll be able to, if you are not going to be able to attend the event or you just want to shoot us a donation, we are happy to accept anything at any time. So yeah, it's also fun for people can also see what we've done in the past. We have a couple videos up there. We have some photos of past concerts, and we also welcome new fans. We love connecting with new people. So if you're new to the scene and want to learn more about it, shoot us a message. We'd love to chat with you. Or if you're a singer who wants to get involved with Opera on Tap, Wisconsin@operoontap.com is our email. You can shoot us a message and say, hi, I just moved to Madison, Milwaukee area. I'm looking to do some singing. How do I get involved? And we'll be happy to chat with you more, because we're always looking to add to our roster.
Sure. And then we'll just kind of leave you on this last part here. Like we mentioned before, that you're going to be in the Grand Master's Feast. Again, that's on October 3rd at the West Bend Masonic Center. Just kind of, if you can tell us a little bit about what you will be doing on that particular production, and what people might be able to anticipate when they go.
Yeah, so I am super excited about this. I was really, really stoked when Nancy asked me to do it. I will actually not be the only one singing. Henry will be singing with me, Henry Hammond. He had work training today, so unfortunately he couldn't be on this with me. But we will be singing together. We'll be presenting about 50 minutes of music, and which will break down to guesstimate about 13, 14 songs. It'll depend on the length of the songs. We're still working out the rep. But we'll be presenting a concert of Renaissance, late medieval, and early Baroque repertoire. So mostly a mix of duets and solos. And we're really excited about this. We'll be doing a mix of unaccompanied and also instrumental accompaniment. We're still working out some details on exactly what those instrumental accompaniments will look like, but we'll be strolling around and communicating with people at the event, obviously with social distancing and some changes, some uncertainties still being in effect. We might be more placed in one area, or maybe we'll be roving, but regardless, we'll be singing and we'll be in full period costumes, which will be really fun. And we're looking to share a variety of music from more very somber polyphony to some very exciting jubilant music. It's going to be a fun event, and we're hoping to offer a span of some major composers of the era as hopefully some lesser known ones. We're doing some research right now to find some lesser known gems as well, so that we can present a concert that involves a mix of something for everyone, really. So I'm really excited. I don't get to do a ton of this repertoire, but it's some of my favorite. So I am so excited to delve into it and really embrace it over the next several months. I've already started working on it on my own, doing some research, pulled out my, anthem books, my Dowland, my English Renaissance songs book, and I'm really excited to just break it all out and sing through it and work on some ornamentation, work on some performance practices, and create something that I think the audience will really enjoy. That's really appropriate to the time period too.
Sure, and it's something I know we're excited about as an organization to put on. Is right now that would be our return to live performances. Obviously, depending on different situations that might be out of our control, but we're certainly happy to have you and Henry and all the others that will be performing. Again, that's October 3rd. It will be the Grandmaster's Feast at the West Bend Masonic Center. Tickets have not gone on sale yet, so we want to make sure you either keep tabs on our website, which is wbtheaterco.com. And on our website, you can also sign up for our newsletter, which will also have information. As soon as we can get it, we will certainly share it with you. So, Kirsten, I know we have to kind of get going. I know you've got a lot of things going on and a lot of performances to get ready for.
Oh my gosh, I know, right?
Yeah, so we appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your time to chat with us. And we look forward to seeing you perform again with your Opera on Tap event, and then in October with Grandmaster's Feast.
Oh, thank you, Nick. I'm really looking forward to collaborating with you. I've been wanting to work with West Bend for a very long time, so I'm really, really excited for the opportunity. I look forward to working with you, Nancy, and the whole team. It's gonna be a fun experience, and I think it's gonna be a nice welcome back to stage and to some live performing. I think it's gonna be pretty special. So I can't wait.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be special. So thank you again, Kirsten. We'll let you get going, and you have a good rest of the week.
Yeah, you as well. Take care. I thank you so much for taking the time, and I look forward to talking to you more soon.
All right, sounds good. Thanks again, Kirsten.
Bye.
Bye-bye.